Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Shakia Chanel here, also known as Coach Shakia. I'm a coordinator for Asphalt Green's Recess Enhancement Program, where our goal is to make recess safe, active, and fun. I have a brand new game for you all to learn today, but before we get started, let's go over some safety tips. Tip 1, wash your hands. You and your students should be washing their hands for at least 20 seconds before and after playing any game. Tip 2, social distancing. Everyone should be standing 6 feet apart before, during, or after playing any game. Tip 3, avoid touching your face. This one might be a little tough, but we really need to practice this. Avoid touching your face. And tip 4, if you have to cough or sneeze, don't do it into your hands. Make sure you cough or sneeze into your arm. 2 thumbs up if we understand, and 2 thumbs up if we're ready to get started. Awesome. In this video, I'm going to be using the REP model, which stands for Ready, Explain, Play, to teach you about a game called Splat. What's the name of the game? Splat. Now, Splat is a really great game that can be played in all spaces. This game is great for students in grades from 3 to 8th, and you need minimal equipment. This game helps with social distancing and safety. So let's start with getting ready. When we're getting ready to play Splat, a couple things we want to remember is, first thing is we want to map out our play space and designate boundaries. For Splat, students will be standing in a circle. That's why this game works great in many spaces. As long as there is enough room for everyone to stand in a circle, the circle is basically the boundary. Number 2, we want to make sure that we remove anything that might pose a safety risk to our students. So again, that also goes with mapping out your play space. Make sure that the space is big enough for everyone to stand in a circle. Number 3, we want to make sure we have all the equipment that we need to get ready for our game. For Splat, you don't need equipment, but if you want, you can use cones and set them up in a circle, each cone 6 feet apart from each other, so students know exactly where they're going to stand. And the last thing is getting your students ready in that circle. So again, I suggest using cones already in a circle, placed 6 feet apart. You will address your students and ask them to pick a cone to stand at. I hope you're all still following along with me. Let's see, I'm going to use an attention grabber. When I say asphalt, you say green. Asphalt, green, asphalt, green. When I say asphalt, you say green. Asphalt, green, asphalt, green. Awesome. So let's move on to explain. We always want to give a brief explanation on how to play the game to our students before we actually play. When we're doing this, be sure to use a loud, clear voice. We don't want to yell at our students. We just want to command their attention. We also want to make sure that we check for understanding by asking open-ended questions. Avoid yes or no questions. So for Splat, a question I would ask is, what do you do when I point to you? Or what do you do when the person next to you ducks down? So you should have a printed handout of the rules in front of you for Splat. And I want you to follow along with me. I'm going to explain the rules to you as if I were explaining it to my students. Match me, match me, match me. Awesome, 5th grade is paying attention. Hello, everyone. I'm Coach Shakia. Can everybody say hi, Coach Shakia? So today we're going to be playing a really fun game called Splat. What's the name of the game? Splat. Now, I set up some cones over there. They're all in a circle. I want you all to pick a cone to stand at, and I'm going to stand in the middle. When I'm standing in the middle, I'm going to point, clapping at someone, and say Splat. Can everybody do that for me? Splat. When I do that, if I point to you and say Splat, you're going to duck down. And the 2 people on each side of you are going to face each other and splat each other. Whoever is the last person to splat, all you have to do is 3 jumping jacks and you get to rejoin the game. All right? It's very simple. Later on, we're going to turn it up and we're going to do an elimination round. So if you are the last person to splat, you are eliminated until there's 2 people left, and we're going to see who is the winner of the game. Now, you might also get out or have to do jumping jacks if you mess up. So if I splat at you and you don't duck down, even though you were supposed to, you mess up. So you have to do 3 jumping jacks, or if it's elimination round, you're also out. All right, 2 thumbs up if we understand, and 2 thumbs up if we're ready to play. Awesome. And those are the rules for Splat. So once we explain the game to our students, we're going to move on to playing. A couple things you want to keep in mind when you're playing the game Splat is we have set out cones for them to stand in a circle. Remind the students that they need to stay at their cone, unless it's elimination round where students can move to a different cone so that they can continue to keep the shape of a circle. Something else you want to keep in mind is that the person standing in the middle, if you're doing elimination round, switch out the person standing in the middle with someone who has just been eliminated. Or also have them try to fake out the student. So I might be staring at a student, but I might splat someone on the other side of the circle. Another thing you want to do is demonstrate the movements and the actions, or even do a couple practice rounds so the students get used to ducking down or turning at their opponent and saying splat. Also change up the movement. So instead of doing jumping jacks, you can do toe touches or star jumps, just anything to keep them active during the game. So that's Splat for you. Thank you for watching. We're going to have another new game for you all to learn tomorrow, and stay tuned for more videos. I'm Shakia Chanel, also known as Coach Shakia. And like I say all the time, remember, have fun and be safe.